If you've ever seen a celebrity and thought, wait, is that the one I think it is? Then you're not alone. Many of us have had those who's that moments when we see someone who looks exactly like someone famous. But what happens when that confusion happens to the celebrities themselves? From awkward interview mix-ups to hilarious paparazzi fails, these celebrities have experienced it all. Here are some of the funniest, most cringeworthy, and sometimes downright shocking instances where stars were mistaken for their lookalikes. Number 12. The John Cusack and Kevin Spacey. Imagine the nerves of interviewing a major Hollywood celebrity, an opportunity that could make or break your career. For one young reporter, it was the chance of a lifetime to interview John Cusack, the actor known for classics like Say Anything and High Fidelity. But as the interview began, disaster struck when she mistakenly called him Kevin Spacey. It was an honest mix-up, but a disastrous one, as Cusack's response was swift and deadpan. "I wasn't an American Beauty," he corrected her, referring to Spacey's iconic role in the film. The awkwardness in the room was palpable as the young reporter tried to recover. But the damage had been done. Cusack, with his famous sense of humor, handled the situation with grace, but the interviewer was left red-faced. The moment has since become one of Hollywood's most cringeworthy interviews, frequently referenced when discussing embarrassing celebrity mishaps. Number 11. Joey Rogan or Dana White? If there's one thing UFC fans know, it's that Dana White is the president of the UFC, while Joe Rogan is the popular color commentator and podcast host. But during a live interview, one poor reporter didn't seem to get the memo. In what quickly became one of the most embarrassing interview moments in sports history, the interviewer mistakenly called Dana White Joey Rogan. Now, to be fair, both men have bald heads and are integral figures in the UFC's rise to prominence, but confusing the two in a direct one-on-one interview? That's next-level awkward. White, known for his no-nonsense demeanor, didn't let the slip go unnoticed, and the interview quickly descended into cringe. The reporter's attempt to recover by fumbling through an explanation only made the situation worse. This moment has since become viral, often cited as an example of just how awkward things can get when you mix up two very important figures. The confusion between the UFC CEO and one of the most famous UFC commentators is still one of the most unforgettable interviews fails, with fans and critics alike taking every opportunity to revisit the moment. Number 10. Emma Watson versus Emma Stone. It's easy to mix up celebrities with similar first names, right? But imagine Emma Watson mistakenly confusing Jimmy Fallon for Jimmy Kimmel during an interview. She drove straight in, saying she loved the Halloween candy segment she remembered from Jimmy Kimmel Live, only to realize mid-sentence that she had gotten it wrong. Thankfully, she caught herself before the show aired, but you can bet she probably double-checked her notes before appearing on TV. Again, let's all agree they do look alike, but it's safe to say we won't see another Emma mix-up anytime soon. Number 9. The Messi mishap. Almost kissing his teammate. Even soccer superstars aren't immune to the occasional mix-up. Lionel Messi once found himself in a very awkward situation when he confused his teammate Kylian Mbappé with his wife. As he went to kiss Mbappé on the cheek after his award announcement, he realized his mistake. But hey, what happens in Paris unless someone films it, right? Messi quickly recovered, sharing a laugh with Mbappé and fans alike, making it a memorable moment both on and off the pitch. The moment went viral, with fans and media outlets loving the lighthearted side of the usually composed Messi. It's proof that even the best of the best can have their awkward moments. Number 8. Lindsay Lohan versus Hilary Duff. Lindsay Lohan and Hilary Duff have long been subjects of paparazzi misidentifications. But when a photographer made the classic mistake of calling Lohan Hilary, the actress wasn't having any of it. With a sigh of frustration, she corrected the photographer, but not before making sure everyone knew she wasn't Hilary. It's understandable that photographers have a tough job. But can we please get a better idea of who's who next time? Number 7. Gordon Ramsay's lookalike chef surprise. Now this one's a real head-scratcher. Gordon Ramsay was on a live cook-alone show when he was greeted by a man who looked exactly like him. The lookalike was so convincing that Ramsay himself had to double-check if he was looking at a mirror. But things didn't end there. Ramsay's surprise turned into full-on chaos as the two chefs tried to figure out who was who. And for a moment, Ramsay's surprise even resulted in a rare moment of him not dropping an F-bomb. Truly a first. Number 6. Bryce Dallas Howard and Jessica Chastain. Bryce Dallas Howard and Jessica Chastain's resemblance is so uncanny that even their friends couldn't tell them apart. Bryce recalls a time when a barista at Starbucks handed her a drink meant for Jessica Chastain. As it turned out, they had attended the same schools in New York, and even before they were famous, people confused the two. Of course, now that they're both in Hollywood, the mix-ups have only gotten more frequent. But let's be honest, the confusion didn't help when they both had similar haircuts. That could really throw people off. Number 5. Margot Robbie's many lookalikes. Margot Robbie isn't just one of the most famous actresses in Hollywood. She's also got a few doppelgangers. Fans often mistake her for Emma Mackey from Sex Education and Jamie Presley. Once, Margot was eating at a restaurant in Los Angeles when someone walked up to her thinking she was Emma from Sex Education. As you can imagine, Margot had to kindly explain that she wasn't Emma. But the resemblance is striking enough to create a few awkward moments. Number 4. Will Ferrell and Chad Smith. Mistaken identity again. You know you've made it big when people start confusing you with someone else. But when that someone else is also a famous person, things can get awkward. This was the case for Will Ferrell and Chad Smith, drummer of the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Fans started shouting Will Ferrell at Chad during concerts. But here's the kicker. Will Ferrell actually yelled "shut up" at Chad in response, only to sound even more like Pharrell Williams. The whole situation was so hilarious that it made fans double down on the mix-up. Number 3. Mark Wahlberg and Matt Damon. Matt Damon and Mark Wahlberg, despite being two of the biggest stars in Hollywood, seem to be perpetually mistaken for each other. The two actors don't exactly mind the confusion, though. They've gotten so used to being swapped for each other that they've learned to just laugh it off. In fact, Mark Wahlberg admitted that people have often praised him for roles that Matt Damon played, and vice versa. Number 2. Conor McGregor. While Conor McGregor is undoubtedly famous, he claims that people mistake him for another celebrity all the time. The UFC star has joked that he gets confused with other A-list athletes, which seems pretty wild given his status. But hey, fame comes with its fair share of pitfalls, and McGregor seems to roll with the punches, literally and figuratively. Number 1. Donald Trump and the Ukrainian reporter mix-up. Before he became president, Donald Trump had a pretty embarrassing moment when he mistook a Ukrainian reporter for someone from Telemundo. Trump, in true fashion, tried to go along with the confusion, but the reporter eventually had to correct him. Unfortunately, it wasn't the smoothest moment in Trump's early days in the spotlight. Well, there you have it. The craziest celebrity mix-ups that'll make you second-guess every famous face you see. If you enjoyed the awkwardness, smash that like and hit subscribe. And share this with your friends. Who knows? Maybe they'll mistake you for a celeb too. See you next time, but let's hope you know who you're talking to by then.